Hello, this is Joe from Two Blokes from Blighty, and before we get into today's episode, we're going to hear an advert from our friend Satsu, the Chatsunami podcast. What a lovable red panda.
Love them.
Welcome to Chatsunami, a variety podcast that discusses topics from gaming and films to anime and general interests.
Previously on Chatsunami, we've analysed what makes a good horror game, conducted a retrospective on Pierce Brosnan's run as James Bond, and listened to us take deep dives into both the Sonic and Halo franchises.
Also, if you're an anime fan, then don't forget to check us out on our sub-series, Chatsunani, where we dive into the world of anime. So far, we've reviewed things like Death Note, Princess Mononoke, and the hit Beyblade series.
If that sounds like your cup of tea, then you can check us out on Spotify, iTunes, and all good podcast apps.
As always, stay safe,
Stay awesome, and most importantly,
Stay hydrated.
Well, there you go. Stay awesome and stay hydrated. I really like that ad.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's made better by you dabbing throughout it.
Absolutely. It's very rhythmic dabbing. Because I'm a creature of the night. How could she ever love me right when I am only half a man? This is Tim from Two Blokes from Blighty. I'm joined by my brother, Joey Fitz.
This is that stupid song that you're obsessed with, isn't it?
It's half horse, half man. It's fucking ace, is what it is.
Half horse, half man, all not funny.
It's great. It's
It's
fun.
not.
I like
It's
it.
not. How are you, Tim?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm living the dream. I'm ill. I mean, it was
hate
very obvious during our stream when I would just like splutter and cough over quite an emotional ending to Baldur's Gate, which, I mean, we should talk about at some point. It's not even in the running order.
No. But Baldur's Gate's over.
Baldur's Gate's done. What are you going to do, Tim? Start another
Retire off in
playthrough?
the woods some way.
I'm just going to start it again.
I mean, I probably will at some point. I'm going to take a little bit of a break.
No, I'm just going into it again. Tim, we always do quiz at the start. We do quiz, not history to start with. And here's the quiz jingle.
Pub quiz question of the week. Not a jingle. That's a sound effect at best.
What we have there is a fucking jingle, Tim.
Pub quiz of the week, and this is as every week. I'm just going to run through questions quick fire until Joey can't get an answer.
Woo!
Cool. Joey, question 1: capital of France.
Paris.
Yep. What country's capital is Wellington and is known for its stunning landscapes featured in Lord of the Rings?
New Zealand.
It is New Zealand. What European capital often calls itself the Venice of the North due to its numerous canals and walkways?
Ooh, I don't know. Is it Oslo?
It's not Oslo. Do you want 2 more?
Is it Helsinki?
It's not Helsinki. You're thinking too far north.
Am I? Okay. I don't know. Bruges? I don't think Bruges is even the capital.
It's not Bruges. We'll come back to it at the end of the episode.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I like geography questions. I didn't do geography at school. I mean,
No, I
I
did
did it
history.
to a point, but I gave up and did history because they tempted you in. For our American listeners, when you hit a certain age in secondary school, which is your high school, they say, well, you've got too many subjects. Do you want to drop geography or history? And they tempt you in with history by doing cool shit like World War One and World War Two in the first 2 years of secondary or high school. And then when you get past that, it's really, really boring shit, basically.
No, I actually really liked history at school. I found it like the assassination of Sarajevo, JFK stuff. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, all in years 1 and 2.
Yeah. And then
Like,
what happened in years 5 and 6? I don't know.
Exactly.
don't know.
I have no idea. It was boring.
I remember Mr. Bridger, was that his name?
Just Bridge.
Mr. Bridge had us do a presentation on trench foot.
That's fun.
That's fun. A lot
That's
of
why
weird Googling that week.
You gave yourself trench foot for the...
I had to show them a live example. Yeah.
Good. Tim, we always leave it till the end, and we're not going to this week. But I was about to say we'll do jokes, but actually, what day does this come out?
This comes out, in terms of dates, it's the 12th, I think, which is a Wednesday.
Ah, it's a Wednesday. Okay.
Tim and Joey talking loud. Holidays that make them proud. Calendar check every week. Which day holds the peak? Valentine's is on a pivot. Christmas Eve sometimes hits it. New Year's Eve can be found smiling on a Wednesday round. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Time to shake the mood. Celebrate whatever's there. Make the middle week a fair.
It is Wednesday, my dude. Tim, I've got 4 days for you.
Okay, hit me with them.
Well, no, I've got more than that. So I went on my usual site and it was really, really bad. It was like really poor showing. The only day was National Plum Pudding Day. And I
hate
thought,
plums.
Tim won't like that. So I went on to a different one and I found some good days.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one, National Safety Pup Day.
Safety pub.
Safety dogs. Dogs doing all kinds of cool jobs.
Like
Keeping
drug
you
dogs,
safe.
fire dogs, and bomb disposal
Exactly.
dogs. Cool.
And the lawyer dogs and the
Lawyer dogs.
Yeah,
Tax dogs.
exactly.
Bureaucrat dogs.
Yeah, all of those dogs, those school teacher dogs.
Yeah.
So that's one. The National Freedom to Marry Day
That's very
Which-
important.
celebrates people LGBTQ plus being able to marry, which is
Yeah.
awesome. And then we have Hug Day. Just a day
Yeah.
of hugs. Nice
Yeah.
huggy day.
You hug
It depends on who it is.
Sure.
I'm not, you know, these people that like hugging is their first instance when they first meet someone.
I'm not that.
No.
No. Handshake, yes.
Little lick of the cheek.
Yeah.
There you
Little
go.
kiss on the forehead, that's fine. Hugs, where I draw the line.
Yeah, no, it's not good. Darwin Day, just a day celebrating Darwin.
As in Charles Darwin, or yeah.
Roger Darwin.
Ah, okay, and his work.
Yeah, Roger Darwin is Charles's underappreciated little sister. So no, it's Charles Darwin, Tim. And then finally, Lost a Penny Day, and this day is just about unexpected joys, and it's about finding like a penny in the sofa behind the cushions, and you think, oh, that's nice. So it's just that little burst of joy.
What do you think of the take a penny, leave a penny thing in the States?
Well, I think it's fucking dumb.
Yeah?
No, I mean, no, that's not true. I don't think it's dumb. I think it's easily abused, and I've seen it abused
Yeah.
by people who willingly underpay but can afford not to. I think it's a lovely idea.
Yeah.
I
It's a
think
little extra for those who need it.
I think it's great. And I think that there are places in the UK that do something similar. So, like, not a sponsor, but should be because of your coat, Greg's.
Wow.
You are wearing a Greg's
I'm
jacket,
wearing
right?
a big old Greg sleeve.
So there you go. Greg's, when you buy a breakfast, you can volunteer to pay 25p extra, and they will donate a breakfast to a school child that needs it.
That's cool.
It's
I can get
cool.
behind that.
That kind of
Why
thing
is
is
my
great.
breakfast 25p?
No, because it's 25p added on. And it's probably just slice of toast or something like that. But it adds up, I imagine.
Sure.
But if I go and have breakfast at Greg's, I say, stick £2 worth of breakfast on there. Don't know why. Charity involving children, it gets me weepy.
Oh.
So there you go.
You're Red Nose Day's biggest demographic.
I am, except for I never watch it and never donate to it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Failed demographic.
It is. Tim, what are we going for?
I'm really torn.
It's a really tough one.
I'm really torn between Safety Pup and was it Freedom of Marriage?
Yeah.
I
Freedom
think
to marry, basically.
I'm gonna go with Freedom to Marry. I think as much as I love safety dogs and as much as I love dogs, one's a little more important than the other.
You mean the school teacher dogs, the bus driver dogs?
Yep, they're important.
You don't support them anymore.
It's not that I don't support them; it's just not in the budget. You
What
know?
if one bus driver dog wants to marry another bus driver dog?
Well, they can do that, but in the terms of the budget, we can't support them being bus drivers. You see, the
Okay.
marriage bit, fine.
No, I'm with you. I think it's the best one to choose.
Yeah.
How do you want people to celebrate?
Go out and marry someone. No, that's a really tough one to pick how to celebrate. Maybe, and I'm not going to tell you how to lean in terms of ideologies, but maybe look up where, if freedom to marry is a thing in your area, and if it's not, I would like you to campaign for it. I'm very much an advocate for marry who you love.
Can I just make an easier one, Tim?
Yeah.
Just reflect and think about what love is to you.
I want to know what love is.
Can you do that, but like at the proper key, like really high?
I want to know what love is.
There you go. There you go. That right there is what love is.
It's my balls retracting it.
It's weird you saying that with Payne sat next to you.
Yeah. She's got her headphones on. She's vibing. It's fine.
But she knows about the balls retracting.
Yeah. That's it's like a nightly thing. You have to turn you turn the crank outside, and it goes up. It's there. Every house has it.
Yeah, everyone has a ball crank. Tim, well, with that Freedom to Marry Day, let's do some jokes.
Yeah. That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
Welcome to our joke of the week section. Oh, sorry, Tim. You can unlayer that in. Oh, very, very deep and sexy. It worries me that you were laughing through the jingle.
I was writing down my jokes earlier, and I've got written in bold, capital, underline, highlighted text. Beep this joke if told.
We will start with that one. So this is our joke of the week section where Tim and I tell each other jokes. The point here is to make the other person laugh. And when that person laughs, the section is over and that joke is deemed the joke of the week. Tim, I have 10 jokes.
I also have 10.
Okay, well, we're going to start with your one. And listener, enjoy this beep.
Oh, no, I'm going to put the beep towards the end.
But what if we don't make it?
Then it'll get used another week.
No, you just tell me. Because you can't leave me. You can't edge me like that, Tim.
Oh, we're going to edge for a bit. We're gonna start off with a not so bad one. Russia has released its own streaming service to compete with Netflix. It's called Netflix.
No, not mad on that.
Nah.
All my dad ever told me about sex was that a man goes on top and the woman goes on the bottom. So for 3 years, my wife and I slept in bunk beds.
It's very wholesome question.
Space efficient.
Yeah. What's Bugs Bunny's preferred file format?
There'll be something here with What's Up Doc, but is it What's Up Doc?
It's WhatsApp. It's WhatsApp Doc.
Oh, yeah. Is WhatsApp a file format?
WhatsApp has its own file format.
Oh, but .doc is the file format. Okay,
Yeah,
got you.
yeah.
Okay. Police arrested 2 kids yesterday. One was drinking battery acid and the other one was eating fireworks. They charged one and they let the other one off.
Wait.
That could have been better if I didn't say police arrested at the start.
What do you call a superhero with a lisp that's just had the shit kicked out of him?
Don't know. What do you call a superhero with a lisp who's just had the shit kicked out of him?
Thor.
Oh. He would be Thor.
He would be Thor.
Yeah, he would be. Your follow-up on that joke nearly made me laugh more than the joke itself. Tim, I was mugged by a man the other day on crutches, wearing camouflage. I thought, you can hide, but you can't run.
Smart.
Very
It's good.
smart.
It's good.
Yeah.
How do we know that Mike Tyson is anti-religion?
Don't know. How do we know that Mike Tyson is anti-religion?
He likes to punch people in the faith.
Oh, I like it. I knew there'd be a little lisp joke in there.
Yeah.
Very targeting the lisps today, Tim.
They've got it coming.
They'll never see it coming. Tim, the way to a man's heart is through his hanky pocket with a bread knife.
Smart. Yeah. It's efficient.
Yes.
It's rated too.
So, yeah.
Moses was really, really ahead of his time. He was the first person to use Control-C as a shortcut.
Very good.
That's a good one. Payne told me that one earlier. I was pretty impressed.
I was gonna be. Were you really impressed because she doesn't tell good jokes?
No, I just like. I
Did she tell you and not you go, Payne, normally your jokes are shit.
No, I was like, that works on so many levels.
It's good. I really like that. Tim, I've had amnesia for as long as I can remember.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. What's the difference between toilet paper and curtains?
I don't know, but I'm not going to your house.
So it was you.
Very good. Tim, I've had this lifelong goal to live forever. So far, so good.
Yeah. Mission so far being accomplished?
Yep.
Yeah. What type of doctor is Dr. Pepper?
Well, I'm drinking it right now.
Yeah. He's
so
a
I worry
physician.
about... Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. I have this joke, and then I have the one after is my favourite one of the list, but I'm worried you're not going to laugh at it. I laughed writing it down. So
Okay.
It's not this one, it's the next one. I used to be indecisive, but now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
Why do pirates never sail down the River Thames?
Why do pirates never sail down the River Thames?
Scurvy.
Oh, it's curvy. Got
Yeah.
you. Very good. Tim, a computer once beat me at chess,
Mm-hmm.
but the cunt was no match for me when it came to kickboxing.
It's really good. There's also a boot drive joke in there somewhere.
Mm. Oh, I'm sad that you didn't.
That was very close.
Didn't laugh at that.
What's the difference between Jesus and a prostitute?
Is this your bleeped one?
No.
Okay.
The sound they make when you nail them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I wouldn't know either, Tim.
Me either. I wasn't alive when he was around.
But the other one,
Yeah, maybe.
what's the guy going to do?
Who knows?
Tim, 667, the neighbour of the beast.
It's pretty good. That was a little thinker. I had to pause my drink for a second then. This is my beep. So if this doesn't win,
Fucking hell.
oh my god, you good?
Oh no. Ow.
You good?
Oh, not. I might be going to hell after hearing that. How does Payne feel about that joke?
She found it very funny. She was almost crying laughing.
Well, there you go.
I'm beeping it. That's not the audience ain't hearing that one.
Well, you wouldn't want them to. The audience, which often includes one of your parents, Tim.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, here's the joke. The joke jingle.
That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
Tim, do you want to tell the joke of the week again?
No, I feel bad.
No? Okay, cool. Good. Tim, I've put a few things in the running order for you.
Yeah.
I've just closed one of them on my notes.
What are you doing?
Don't know, I'm having an absolute mare. There's a few things there. One of them is really quick. It's something that the lovely Dan from Casting Views, list to Casting Views, he's very lovely, and Dan.
He messaged me earlier today asking if I know someone from his work.
Do you?
No.
Oh, what a story.
What a story.
He sent me a link to Gloucestershire Live.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I'd like you to read the headline, please.
All right, pulling up.
Ladies.
Aldi customer says she found bumhole in stewed steak tin.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm looking at the pictures. It definitely does look like an orange puckered anus.
How do you feel about that?
I
Lucky Maggie?
She's got fun for later, so
Exactly.
that's a whole evening planned.
Mm.
Do you go back to Aldi with that? Like, do you go back to the customer service people and just be like, "Look what I found in my tin"?
Apparently, you go straight to Gloucestershire Live.
Gloucestershire Live.
Can I read you this? Can I read you this paragraph?
Yeah.
Stunned social media users exclaimed that it looked like a bumhole or a heart valve, and quipped it would take some chewing. One asked, "What was the Bush Tucker trial you were playing at Aldi?" A nod to when celebs are forced to chow down on some stomach-churning delicacies, including an anus on the hit ITV show.
Brilliant.
There you go. My first question is, why are you buying stewed steak at Aldi in a can?
I have a real thing that I find canned meat outside of Spam disgusting. I think it smells gross. The concept is gross.
How do you feel about corned beef?
Not great.
Oh, I love it.
I'm really, really put off by the idea of tinned meat. I don't know what it is.
I don't really know what corned beef is. What makes it corned?
What?
But I really, it's very good in a sandwich with brown sauce.
Now, like I said, I like Spam. I like, fried Spam. It goes great in basically everything. Let's have a look here. Corned beef is called corn because it's cured with large grains of salt, also known as corns.
Lovely.
So it's basically just salt cured.
Salty beef.
Yeah, in a tin.
Delicious salty beef. And how do you feel about hot dogs?
Not a fan. Not the tin ones.
Really?
I like the packet ones you can get. Sure.
Yeah. We've got some of them. I'm quite looking forward to having them.
Boom. But the tin stuff, it actually makes me feel a bit sick.
Okay.
Like, have you ever
there
seen?
you go.
I think I know what did it as well. Have you seen the video? Or not the video? The photos of what is it? The guy who's got like that entire chicken breast in a tin.
Oh, it's disgusting, isn't it?
It makes me feel sick. I
Have you
hate
seen-
it so much.
There was a guy who did Christmas Day every day for about 6 months, and near the end of it, he couldn't afford to do the full Christmas dinner because of the time it took.
Oh yeah.
So he had Christmas dinner out of a can.
No, I couldn't. I actually couldn't.
Gross. My favourite thing I've ever seen out of a tin is, have you seen the Heinz Big Bean?
Yeah, it's just one big bean.
One big bean.
In a tin.
Right, Tim, well, I've gotten rid of the canned arsehole that I was going to show you.
That's good.
We've got a few things.
Yep.
We actually have an I Love This Game if you want to do that.
That's a rare treat.
It's a rare treat. We'll bring it in.
Renner up from the back. El Mahani right foot. Whips it. Oh, jeez, he beeps, man.
Now San Maximo might have a chance to run and does. Can he play a colleague through? It's Jacob Murphy. Released. Murphy 1-on-1. Jacob Murphy to win it. Oh, the ball in the net! Oh, O'Connell's mistake. McGinn.
And of course, I love this game!
Right, Tim.
Yeah.
I love this game. And one of the things I love about football is the transfer window. So, do you know what the transfer window is?
Is it a bit like the draft?
A bit, but it's less prescriptive than the draft.
Okay.
So, there are 2 points in the year where football clubs can buy and sell player registrations. And I say that because people go, "Oh, you're buying and selling people." Well, you're not. You're buying their registration
It's
to
a contract.
UEFA.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's 2 points, and at the end of it, there used to be this amazing thing called Sky Sports Deadline Day Live.
Okay.
And it was the final day that clubs could make any kind of trades or purchases. So clubs used to go mental for it. This was before the days of Twitter, before the days of people filling Instagram with all the rumours, some of them true, some of them not. And I feel like now, because there's a guy called Fabrizio Romano who is like, he knows all the agents. He posts everything as soon as he hears it. There's no surprise in Deadline Day anymore, so it's not as fun to watch it live.
Sure.
But I used to book the day off, work, and I would watch Sky Sports all day because it was like a soap opera happening in front of me. So I wanted to choose 3 mental stories from Deadline Day, because Deadline Day has just passed this Monday at time of recording.
Yeah.
So the first one, £20 million is a lot of money, right?
It's a lot.
Manchester United are a club you've heard of.
Yeah, they are a big one. They've got
Real
red.
Madrid are a big club, right?
Yeah.
They are two of the biggest clubs in the world. And in 2015, keep that year in mind, 2015, a £20 million transfer failed. What did it fail, Tim, in 2015? The player was in Madrid. He completed the medical, so he was fit and healthy and okay to go to Real Madrid.
I really hope it's a bank balance thing.
It's not far off.
Oh.
The fax machine for the player's agent was broken at the time, and the contract never came through.
For fuck's sake.
Just
In
never
Japan
came through.
Still use faxes.
Football use it all the time because apparently it's a really efficient way to move contracts about.
Email, homie.
Yeah,
There's a service called DocuSign.
Look, I'm with you, but this isn't one of my stories. There was a player even later than 2015 who, because of faxes, his name was Andre Silva, I think. He transferred to Leicester for 22 million, and because the fax machine they had at Leicester City was so slow, they registered him 14 seconds too late to be registered for the season. He just had to miss half the season. They paid £22 million for him. He was at the club, had all the photos with the shirt, because they were 14 seconds too late because of their slow fax machine. He couldn't play.
I feel like if your entire contract, like transfer basis of the wing of the business, relies on fax machines, you'd probably get something pretty up there, right?
Yeah, I agree. But apparently they didn't. Tim, my second favourite story is a guy called Peter Odemwingie.
I like his last name.
I do too. So Peter Odemwingie was a player for West Bromwich Albion.
Yep.
And West Brom were in the Premier League at the time, as were a club called Queen's Park Rangers.
I've heard of them.
Famously, London clubs can often give better wages because they're in London.
Sure, yeah, London salary.
So players often want to go and move to London. Peter Odemwingie heard there was a rumour that QPR were interested in him, and he hopped in his car and he drove down to QPR with all of the Sky Sports pundits outside the window of his car. He did an interview from the window of his car about how he's going to move to QPR. No transfer fee was agreed, and QPR didn't actually ever want to buy him.
That's really embarrassing.
He parked in the QPR car park for hours.
In protest, or?
I don't know. He just did it. And then at the end of the day, 11 o'clock struck when the deadline hit, and he just had to drive back up to Birmingham.
It's really unfortunate.
And then my favourite one, I've got a bit of a spiel, so please humour me with this. I'm also going to send you a picture of it when I've explained what the actual funny bit is. Tim, the year's 2014. It's 11 years ago. Manchester United are going a bit crazy with all their superstars moving. We've got Falcao coming to Old Trafford. We've got Danny Welbeck leaving Old Trafford. Angel Di Maria, world superstars, in and out of Manchester. But the real story comes from Liverpool, where Alan Irvine, who is a pundit for Sky Sports, was stood outside Goodison Park, the ground of Everton.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that Sky Sports used to do it, they had a reporter outside each Premier League ground waiting for players to drive past. And they go, "Oh, I've just seen David Beckham arrive at Portsmouth." I don't know, wherever it is.
Wherever, yeah.
And the point is that they go live to a studio of panellists. At 6:47 p.m, Alan Irvine was asked, "Has there been any transfer deadline activity in Everton?" When he started to speak to the studio, a fan proceeded to poke Alan Irvine in the ear with a big purple sex toy.
Of course.
Live on Sky Sports. There's the pictures in the chat.
There it is.
It doesn't look like he's having a good time. And ever since 2015, they haven't allowed pundits to be outside of the ground without security.
I thought
or a lot of them don't have anything outside the ground.
I thought you were going to say that they haven't allowed sex toys in the venue.
No, they haven't. But the I think it's so funny and it's so iconic. The picture of Alan Irvine with a big purple dildo sticking in his ear. Unfortunately, to find that picture, I did have to search Alan Irvine dildo on Google Images, and now my right-sided monitor is filled to the brim with penises.
Yeah,
so
sense.
there you go. It's like
way back when we had Kevin Leonardo.
Kevin Leonardo.
Yeah,
what he's doing now.
Presumably spreading his anus on camera again.
Let's have a look.
I don't want to look it up.
Kevin Leonardo. He's on Apple Music.
He's a musician.
Apparently.
Huh.
There you go. He has a video called Nair Apology, brackets Toxic Gossip Train.
Fuck's sake. Alright, dude's at least a little bit funny then.
Good man. Good man. Right, that was I Love This Game, Tim.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Going back to Kevin Leonardo.
Yeah.
He's deleted all of his videos where he's naring his anus.
Once it's on there, once it's on the internet, it's there forever.
Oh, no, I agree. But actually, he's only got music videos on there. But one of the music videos is a parody of someone watching his nair video as a tutorial of him naring his anus.
So he's very self-aware then.
Yeah.
Huh.
There you go. Kevin Leonardo, check out Mr. W. He's only got 35,000 subscribers. It's not that much, really, when you consider how much of his anus we saw in and out.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Tim, you should subscribe.
I'm on it. Should we do Weird History?
Let's do Weird History.
History. Theodore Coney was born on November 10th, 1882 in Pittsburgh, Illinois, to Thomas H. Coney, and who was a Canadian immigrant who owned a hardware store in Pittsburgh, and his wife, Isabella. I don't know what article of source is from, but it just says, after the elder Coneys died in 1888. Oh, okay, so Dad Coney died in 1888. Mrs. Coney and her son moved to a farm near Beloit, Wisconsin, and then moved to Denver, Colorado, in 1907, where she worked as a housekeeper for the Denver Democratic Club.
Okay.
Theodore suffered from poor health and was told by doctors that he should not expect to see his 18th birthday due to a heart condition. So he didn't finish high school. Okay. As an adult, he worked at as a bookkeeper in the Denver Brass Works in advertising and sales. Yet he spent most of his adult life homeless. The Coneys resented the way that Theodore was treated by others in his frail condition, later expressing that he wanted a place where he could just be alone and free from the judgment of others.
Okay.
Seems reasonable. Peter Phillips was a family friend who had just started a job in a local railway office in the area. His wife stayed at home where she ran a mandolin club.
Cool. Specific.
Very specific. Theodore was a part of this club and he was actually pretty good, but people were put off by his long hair, pale skin, and long fingernails, often comparing him to Nosferatu.
Wow, that's mean.
That's really mean. In September 1941, now 58-year-old Theodore, so he's lived like 40 years above what doctors were telling him, intended to ask former acquaintance Philip Peters for a handout at his home in Denver. Coney broke into the house in Peter's absence to steal food and money when he realized that he wasn't there. In the ceiling of the closet that Coney searched in, Coney found a small trapdoor that led to a narrow attic cubbyhole and decided to occupy the space without Peter's knowledge.
I think I might have heard this story. Doesn't he live there for like 10 years?
He lives there for a really long time, but we'll get to it.
Okay.
Coney lived in the house undiscovered for about 5 weeks, and on October 17th, 1941, Peter discovered Coney at the refrigerator.
I like it.
Peter struck Coney with a cane that he carried, but Coney clubbed him with an old pistol that he found in the house. The gun immediately fell apart, and Coney continued the battery instead with a heavy iron stove shaker. You know, one of the big things you put coal in and whatever and stoke a fire. Yeah, one of them. And he bludgeoned the 73-year-old to death. Right, Coney returned to the attic cubbyhole without leaving the home. Peter's body was discovered the same day, after a neighbor who was concerned that Peter had not come to dinner, he found the body, called the police, and the police found all the home's doors and windows locked, no signs of forced entry. They did note the trapdoor in their report, but they believe that no normal-sized person could fit through it.
Or Coney.
Poor Coney. How terrifying as well, by the way. Peter's wife, who had been in hospital after recuperating from a broken hip during and prior to Coney's occupation of the attic, returned to live in the house with the housekeeper. Both women would often hear strange sounds in the house. The housekeeper quit after being convinced the house was haunted, and Mrs. Peters moved to Western Colorado to live with her son. Mabel Burke and her 5 children who lived next door would constantly see lights going on and off, once even arming herself with a baseball bat and knocking on the door.
Oh.
No response. Coney remained in the vacant house with the occasional sign of his occupation written off as an apparition by local pranksters. So just people thought this place was haunted.
Lol. Jokes.
Lol. Big lols. Police continued to make routine checks, but on July 30th, 1942, one of them heard a lock click on the second floor. Running upstairs, the police caught sight of Coney's legs as he was going through the trap door and managed to pull him down. He was taken into custody, where he confessed to his crimes. The local newspapers dubbed him the sneaky, sneaky Spider-Man of Denver.
The extra sneaky is makes him quite cute, doesn't it?
Yeah. After the sneaky, sneaky Spider-Man who bludgeoned a man to death.
I have this image of the police catching him and his legs just wiggling like this. And
Yeah, stop, get off.
You're tickling me.
After police detective Fred Zarno remarked him as, a man would have to have been a spider to stand it in that attic for too long. Coney was tried and convicted and sentenced to life in prison at Colorado State Penitentiary in Cannon City, Colorado. That's it. That's weird history.
2 days
really
later.
short.
Died 2 days later.
I think he died in like 1960 something.
He did all right considering he wasn't meant to be alive till 18.
Yeah. But I just thought I'd keep it a really short, snappy story about a man who lived in someone else's loft, and now I have a new fear.
That sneaky, sneaky Spider-Man. When Jenny and I first moved into a place together, there was a vent behind our bed head, and it was just where the old chimney was. But I once told her that there might be human remains in there, and she didn't sleep for a few days. So,
Jesus Christ. We're trying to convince some of the managers at work there's someone living in the office building.
Well, your office, wouldn't surprise me. Our company just hire someone to live in the walls and make sure there's no rats there.
We do have hawks on the roof. So
Yeah,
that
I know
does
you
make
do.
sense.
Tim, I have one last thing for you before we do our quiz and get out of here. I've put it as monkey paw superpowers, but I changed my mind. I just want to do a monkey paw thing for you.
All right.
But the way I'm going to do it is you've got 5 options, right? These are 5 wishes, and you need to have 3 of them come true. But we can't go back. So you have to decide whether you think the next wish will be worse or better than the one that you're currently on. Does that make sense? It's like a blind tier list of monkey paw wishes.
Right, okay.
Is that okay?
Let's give it a go.
So what I'm going to do is I'll give you the wish, and then if you accept it, I'll tell you what the monkey paw side of it is.
Okay.
So, for example, if listeners, if you don't know what monkey paw is, it's, I don't know, it's like a old wives' tale that if you wish to a monkey paw, you'll get the wish, but Tim, how is it best described? Like, you'll get it, but it won't be in the way that you expect.
No, it'll have an unintended and ironic twist to it. Like the whole make me a sandwich thing, and it turns them into a sandwich. That
Yes.
trope.
Okay, great. Okay, so Tim, number 1, you can fly.
That would be like my ideal superpower. So I have to accept at least 3 of them.
3 of the 5. Well, no, we'll do 2 of 5.
I'm going to go with that one. Yeah, I'm going to accept that.
Okay. I'll tell you at the end how your monkey paw affects
Fingers are
you.
full.
You can fly.
That's great. Love that. Love that for me. How
Number
fast can
2,
I go?
300 miles an hour.
That's pretty good.
It is. So, Tim, number 2, and if you say no, I'll tell you what the monkey paw thing is there and then. So, you always poo clean, so you never need to wipe.
No, I'm not taking that one.
Really? Why not?
I feel like while I would know that I'm clean, I wouldn't feel like I'm clean.
Okay. That's fair.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, the monkey paw side of that would have been you can't control when you do it, so you'd
Right,
be shooting
okay, dodge a
uncontrollably,
bullet.
but it'd be very clean.
Yeah.
Tim, this is quite a long one. You have a superpower that will make your piss as powerful as a shotgun blast without hurting your penis. If you want, you can choose to have it or regular pee.
I think I'm good as well on that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it wouldn't hurt your penis when you did it because you'd been given anaesthetic when they chopped it off and it was used as a handheld weapon.
I see.
Number 4, you can spawn anything you like at will.
Oh, that would be very handy.
Mm.
So if I wanted to be like, I want £500,000 in cash.
Yeah.
I think I could deal with that. Yeah, let's go for that.
That means you have no choice in what the last one is.
That's fine.
Okay, so you want flight and the ability to spawn anything you like at will.
Yeah, I'd be God with downsides.
Okay. Number 5 was all nuclear weapons disappear overnight.
Right.
How do they disappear, Tim? They disappear by detonate simultaneously, causing a nuclear winter.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, would you like to know the monkey paw side of your spawning anything or flight first?
Let's do flight first.
Okay, you can fly, but your means of flying is that a truck has gone 300 miles an hour into your home and sends your corpse flying.
Okay, so I'm not flying, my body is.
You're straight up dead.
Fine, okay.
Kind of makes your spawning thing a bit of a damn squib, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Tim, you can spawn anything you like at will, but in order to spawn it, you need to birth it.
I think I could do that with coins, like pound coins. I think I'll be fine.
Really?
Maybe not out of my penis, but like out of my bum. Yeah, I'll be all right.
You don't have control of where you birth it.
I think I'd need to understand the logistics of that.
It comes out of your gooch.
It's like a reverse coin slot, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But it pushes through and tears your skin.
Toes curl, actually. I don't like that. I'm not spawning anything. I'm just not going to do it.
There you go. But I mean, you are dead and flying around the world at 300 miles an hour because of the truck.
Yeah, makes sense.
There you go. Tim, you put 2 things on here. Multiverses are shutting down for good.
Yeah, do you remember? Do you remember?
I remember.
I had that big old rant about the Game Awards with multiverses being in beta, and they charged people for it. Oh no, they had microtransactions in the beta, and the beta went away. But it was still up for an award, and I think it might have even won Fighting Game of the Year.
It did.
And then the full release happened after they went away. They revamped some things. Fine. Charged
People have
microtransactions.
spent hundreds of dollars on this game.
Yes, they did, and it's now shutting down.
Forever
Gone. It's gonna. So they announced season 5 as the final season, and then the servers are going offline. Done.
That is so shitty, isn't it?
It's fucking Warner Brothers, man. Like, they do this with all of their cool franchises. And I'm going to use Mortal Kombat again as another example here, as another fighting game thing. When Mortal Kombat 11 was doing okay, they had the what was the name of the expansion? Armageddon, I think.
You're asking the wrong person.
It was either Armageddon or Aftermath, one of the two. MK11 Aftermath, that was it. They had this big expansion. They supported balance updates for a couple of months while they released some of the guest characters, and then just in a really unceremonious tweet, they were like, "Nah, we're not doing this anymore. We're out." And there's a big old rumor mill going around at the minute from a pretty reputable leaker that Mortal Kombat 1, the current one, which is also under Warner Brothers, is going to have the exact same fate. So
they decided in advance that they're doing it.
Shutting it down.
Yeah.
I imagine it's a Warner Brothers decision. Because multiverses, to give you an idea, obviously Mortal Kombat's a very high-selling franchise, but it's not a free-to-play game. It's not going to pull the same numbers as a free-to-play game like Multiverses is. Multiverses has really obscure battle pass requirements and $30 skins and characters that are locked behind legacy passes and stuff you have to pay for. And yeah, there's a free-to-play model, But if you're on the free-to-play experience, it kind of sucks. And if you were to spend money on this, which they clearly want you to do, and what Warner Brothers want you to do, they're seeing these hundreds of thousands of players, and a fraction of them are spending money.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to shut it down, and it's really, really shitty, to be honest. Like, I get that not every game can last forever online, but this was just up for an award for Best Fighting Game not 2 months ago.
It won.
Not in this Game Awards round. It didn't.
Right, but
Yeah.
Well, that is shitty. And
Very
Tim,
shitty.
you've got one more thing: secret menu.
Oh yeah, I was listening to a podcast on the way to work.
Okay.
You
want to
and they were
plug
talking
it?
about. Yeah, it's Cox and Crendor in the morning. They're a funny
Okay.
little duo. I've talked about them before. They were talking about secret menus at restaurants. Have you ever been to a place with a secret menu?
Nope.
No. Okay. So my favorite example is In-N-Out Burger.
Okay.
I love In-N-Out when I'm in the States, and their menu on the surface of things is just burger, fries, hot dog, drink, whatever. But you can go in there and ask for it particular ways, so you can have it like animal style. It's not listed on the menu. You just have to be in the know. And
Like
it
doggy
was
style burger.
animal style. Maybe not a doggy style burger, but they might serve it to you that way. I don't know. It depends on the fucking branch you're in, I suppose.
From behind, around your face.
Yeah.
You're
that
on your hands
burger,
and
you
knees.
slut. Give me a hot dog.
You bitch.
Yeah. But I wondered what a Two Blokes from Blighty fast food restaurant with a secret menu would look like.
Oh my god! I mean, there would be one very expensive item which is garnished with the horse semen that you found.
There's got to be a honey roast ham.
There does have to be a honey roast ham.
Yeah.
Well, you've blindsided me with this.
What could we
What
do?
else is there? I don't know. Maybe we'll think of it for next time.
Maybe.
I'll think
Audience, that's what you guys can do this week. Come up with Game Club Pod themed secret menu items for a fast food restaurant.
Sliders of 3 items, because 3?
3.
I'll think of some, but they probably won't be safe for broadcast.
No, well, neither will my joke, so here we are.
There you go. Tim, we are nearly out of here. Pub quiz question was the Venice of the North.
Venice of the North. I'm going to give you 3 more guesses. What European capital is often called the Venice of the North due to its numerous canals and waterways?
Krakow.
It's not Krakow.
Sofia.
Not Sofia.
Also not in the north. I don't know.
No more guesses?
Is it Venice?
It's not Venice. It's Amsterdam.
Really? Venice of the
Amsterdam.
North?
The Venice of the North.
Oh, there you go. Well, I've learned something today.
There you go. It's fun.
Never been to Amsterdam. Would like to. Not for the obvious reason.
I'd like to go at some point as well. You can fly direct from Bristol, which is nice.
But you want to go for the red light district, right?
Apparently they've banned UK tourists from that.
Doubt that very much.
That's what I've heard. I don't know how legitimate that is.
You just smoke loads of doobies and go to the red light district.
And then get
Don't
on the
even
plane
need-
to Amsterdam.
Well done. Caught me off guard. Joke of the week. There you go.
Joke of
Tim,
the week.
anything you want to say before we get the fudge out of here?
Oh, take that, you bastards.
Say that, you sexy bitches. We'll see you in a week.
Me.
Bye.